Whoops. Whoops. Up off that. Bob Errol. Up off that. What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz the adult. It's hump day. It is hump day, isn't it? Is it Wednesday? Hold on, dog. While I'm screaming and acting a fool. I don't even know what day it is. Yeah, it's hump day. Boy. Boo, will, boo, whip. A do, will, do, whip. All right, man, look. Oh, who do we have here? J Body, what's going on with you? Spider-Man. What's going on with you? Oops. All right, man. Look, first, I want to say this. Hit the Tyson Bell. Did Caleb plant dunk? Look, let me tell you something. I've been getting some challenges from you guys, and I think you deserve it. All right. I think you deserve an answer to this. I got a few DMs, and they were all saying the same thing. ShowBizz. We all know you're a huge fan of Caleb Plant. Are you going to be unbiased here? Are you going to call Caleb Plant a duck? Hit the Tyson Bell. Yeah, we're going to have to really talk about that. What else we got? We're going to do I think we're going to do a Twitter finger or two. We're just going to do a whole bunch of things here. I do have a story. You guys know. Bob Errol, and that's the black two sugars. You guys know I always have a story. I do have a story. I thought it was very funny. So yesterday, I'm at the gym. Okay, I'm at the gym, very excited to get to work. Okay, I'll be hitting the gym right after this, and I'm walking. All right. And ahead of me, right up in front of me, is this older Asian guy. Which I don't even know why. Did that bring value? I don't know if it brings value that he's an older Asian guy. Really, it doesn't really matter. I could have said he was anything. All right. You know what? If it brings value to the story for you, all right, just know he was an older Asian guy. It really doesn't matter with your racist ass. Asian. So he said Asian. No. So Asian guy. So anyway, he's walking in front of me, and he just like he is walking extremely slowly. He is walking extremely slowly. So I go around him. I mean, I buzz around him. Okay, not only did I walk around him, I let him know that I was walking around him displeased. You know when you want some. I walked around. I looked at. I even said Jesus Christ. I went around like Jesus Christ. But wait a minute, community. Here's the thing. After I zoom around him, Jesus Christ, I look back at him and he does this. Wait a minute, community. He hits me with one of these. Kind of like, exactly. You wanted to get around me, so you went faster than me and got around me. And here, you can have the gym. Here it is. Wait a minute. It wasn't even like we were in a tight corridor. There was ample room for me to get around him. I went around, zoomed it like it's not like it was a tight corridor. He was directly in front of me. There was space. Hence why I got around him. And when I did, he looked at me like, yes. That's what you do when you want to get around somebody. You know what? He was exactly right. He was exactly right. He was taking his time, walking his pace. I wasn't happy with it. Then go around. It's a Tyson Bell. And that's the black. 2 sugars. Look, man. Look. Look. Let's talk about a few things. Let's talk about a few good things real quick. One, we're going to have Jamel Herring versus Shakur Stevenson November 13th. Yo, huge. They're fighting within the stable. You know, Shakur Stevenson and Jamel Herring, you know, they're like this. So yeah, yes, they're fighting November 13th. Shakur Stevenson is the mandatory for the WBO. Let's go. That's a huge step up for Shakur Stevenson and Jamel Herring. But definitely Shakur Stevenson. Jamel Herring, he's been having those kind of fights. He did what he had to do. Let's talk about a few other things real quick. Not talk about it, but at least mention them. Covington versus Usman. 2 November 6th. I think that's going to be a fantastic fight. I got Usman again. I think Usman is going to try to submit him because he's insane. What I mean by insane is now everybody expected him to stand up and strike, so he's going to do the other thing. When you think he's going to wrestle you, he's going to try to knock you out. And if you think he's going to try to knock you out, he's going to try to take you to the ground, submit you. That's how I feel about Usman. I think I got Usman again, but that's just spitballing right now. We'll see what's going on November 2nd. Conor Benn versus Granados. That's this weekend. I will be calling that fight a fantastic fight. I really love Conor Benn. I think he's a fantastic talent. Versus Adrian Granados. I think that's a huge step up for Conor Benn. You know, Granados, he took on Broner, Showtime Sean Porter, Danny Swift Garcia. He's fought him. He's fought who else? Robert Easter Jr. He's fought him. Okay. Good fight for him. And I was thinking, don't automatically say, okay, Conor Benn is taking on an old guy. He's going to whoop his ass. You need guys like Granados, somebody who's been in the game to take on that guy wet behind the ears coming up. Conor Benn is kind of like a gatekeeper. You need guys like that because think about the Adrian Granados fight versus Malik how you say his name? Ziev? Melik, how you say his name? Malikuzev. How you say his name, dog? Let me look it up. Male. We call him male. wait. Malikuzev. Always mess his name up. Anyway, that fight. I always say Malik. Malik Kuziev. Oh yeah, that's right. Malik Kuziev. That's right. Malik Kuziev. Perfect. Thank you. Hit the Tyson Bell. Malik Kuziev. That fight. Now you saw how that turned out. Rosario knocking him the hell out. You need those experienced guys to get your guys in play. I see the same thing here with Granados versus Conor Benn. So I'm looking forward to that. What else we got? The Olympics, real quick. Bala bites the ear of David Nika. We saw that in he went for it. Big swing and a miss. I did a video on that. Please check it out. He did his best Mike Tyson impression and failed miserably. The quarterfinals in the Olympics. I think that's now. The problem with the Olympics is there is, you don't know which is live when. It's different times. I'm asleep. I'm often watching replays of the boxing Olympic Games. But I'm really into the big men. Emmanuel Reyes from Spain. I'm really into that guy. By the way of Cuba, he's representing Spain. I'm really into that guy. Really the big men, period. Lightweight. I mean, the heavies, the super heavies. I'm really into those guys. I think those guys are extremely skillful right now. We're going to talk about Spence versus Manny Pacquiao. We're going to talk about this Eddie Hearn comment that I made. Now let's talk about Canelo. Now look, fake Tyson. Let me see. Is Caleb Plant being a coward or Canelo being a prima donna? Black two sugars, older Asian guy. Right. That's the question. Is Caleb Plant being a duck, or is Canelo Alvarez being a prima donna? Let's see what the War Room has to say. Let me get the black two sugars. Let's see what y'all got to say. Clickbait title, Caleb really running? Question mark. I don't know what you're talking about, Danny. You've been trying to be annoying lately, so have at it. What do you guys think? You think both? Caleb's duck, both. Joe Kawasaki's the GOAT. You misspelled Kawasaki. Plant ducking for sure. Canelo being a prima donna. Okay, let's do this. Let's do it this way. How the hell do we know? I love Canelo. Caleb Plant is ducking. I hate Canelo. He's being a prima donna. How do we know? We don't have enough information right now, okay, to say either way. But we can analyze this. All right, let's analyze this a little bit, War Room. Let's analyze this. One. Sugar Ray Leonard. He always had the things that he wanted. Sugar Ray Robinson, Muhammad Ali. They always had those things they wanted. Klitschko was very good at that. I want the ring size like this. I want the ropes like this. I'm demanding everything. I'm the A side. The A side puts the challenger up against it. Oscar De La Hoya with Floyd Money Mayweather. Look here. I'm the A side. The ring size is what I want. The glove size is what I want. Hold on. Biz. We call him Sweet Cheeks now. No more sweet hands. Come on, brother. Oscar De La Hoya did it. Lomachenko against Teofimo Lopez. My money is here. Your money is here. You want to get a little bit of money? I'll write you a check. Remember Lomachenko? No rematch clause. I'm just going to whoop your ass. And you're going to barely get paid for it. Okay? All those things. It's been going on since the beginning. All right? Canelo Alvarez, Sugar Ray Leonard saying what he says about what he wanted against Aaron Pryor, all those things. Now, Canelo Alvarez is no different there. Let's read what Caleb Plant had to say. Let's read what Caleb Plant had to say. And let's break some stuff down. Let me see. I believe there's PBC trying to sneak things into the contract. Hit the Tyson. I don't know. I don't know where you would get that from. I mean, that's just a guess, right? I think it's Eddie Hearn and he had a knife to somebody's wife's throat. I mean, now you're just guessing. I mean, I really don't know. Biz, check out Delonte Tiger Johnson. Oh, I've seen the kid. Somebody else told me the same thing. Let me see. So let's read what he had. This channel got so much spin, I'm dizzy. Biz think we're dumb. What did I say? What did I do? What did I do so far? Maybe I can dial it back and you can help me out. James Burrow, what did I do? That was a spin. I'm just about to read what Caleb Plant had to say, but let's talk about this for a quick second. Manny will beat Errol Spence. Eddie Hearn is scared of a butter knife. Right. All I need to know what spin I. Oh, let me see. Hey, Biz, haven't been here in a while. Much love to you, Oscar. You taking care of business. That's why you're taking care of business. Yeah. There you go, Danny. Please elaborate. What spin? What spin? Canelo chasing legacy. IBF should strip Plant. Shake my head. Canelo. He will take risky fight. Oh, showing he would take risky fights. Only one side. Yeah, my man not really saying much. Okay, so let's read what Caleb Plant has to say. Caleb Plant, he says this. Caleb Plant said, Canelo was offered the highest guarantee of his career. He was set to make 40 million plus Mexican TV rights and his Hennessy sponsorship. A lot of money. What else he say? Then they wanted upside of gate and pay-per-view revenue. Okay. Caleb Plant is talking about how much Canelo Alvarez wanted. All right. And I believe he went on to state, hold on real quick. I believe he went on to state more things from Canelo Alvarez. Let's see if we can get everything that he said. He said they asked for a rematch when they lose, no problem. Okay. He also said, you can have the rematch as well. I want to fight Caleb Plant. All right. Did he say anything else? He said, one that is absurd. If I get injured or sick when he gets a late replacement for the same amount of guarantee money, but if he gets sick or injured, then we got to wait for him. That's what Plant said. So here's the thing. Wait, here we go. I've tried to give him everything he wants and more to make the fight. All right. I'm more than willing, able, and ready to fight Canelo Alvarez on any date. That's what Caleb Plant says. Now, you hear everything that Caleb Plant is saying. Caleb Plant is saying that he was willing to fight him no matter what and all these things. Doesn't sound like he's ducking there. But the fight didn't happen. So the question is, what was the straw that broke the camel's back? Hold on, let me read this first. Canelo chasing legacy. Okay, I read that. Okay, now let me go to word is bond. Word is bond. Give me the good life. Give me the good life. Canelo wants tougher opponents. If Plant doesn't work, not a diva. And fact, it's annoying. Fans confuse assumptions and facts. They do. Hit the Tyson bell. There is an article. Caleb Plant stated that he wanted the fight, but Canelo kept coming up with demands. I think I just read that out of his ass. Think you should do an interview with Caleb. Get the facts. Much love, Showbiz. I've done an interview with Caleb Plant before. I hope you've seen that. Caleb Plant, that's my guy. A new member, baby. There you go, Young King. What else we got? Sweet Cheeks, better fight David or Charlo now. Hashtag IBF. Okay. Here's the thing. So Plant is saying that there was a bunch of demands, and he wanted the demands to be a little bit more even, basically. I still don't know why he said no. Caleb Plant said, hey, we'll give him everything. I just want to fight. Okay, then give him everything. Why didn't y'all fight? The question is, why didn't y'all fight? So we don't have everything yet. We don't have all the information. Did Caleb Plant duck? I don't know. We don't have all the information, like I just said, but this is what I do know. Canelo Alvarez wanted undisputed. Caleb Plant has the IBF title. He was holding something that Canelo wanted. So he has some leverage to make things a little bit better. But the fight fell apart. I would say this. You can see the difference. I'm not going to say Caleb Plant ducked, but I'm going to say you can see the difference between Teofimo Lopez and Caleb Plant. I can say that. It's not that different. The circumstances aren't that different. I mean, Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez, for to unify the titles. You have Canelo Alvarez versus Caleb Plant for undisputed. Okay. At the time, Teofimo Lopez versus Lomachenko was being advertised as undisputed fight. Saul is A+ side. Caleb is D side. Interview dude, fam. So you can at least see the difference between Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko. Even Floyd Mayweather. Teofimo Lopez and Caleb Plant. Even Floyd Mayweather and Caleb Plant. Floyd Mayweather said, you can have everything with Oscar De La Hoya. I want you. So, and I want what comes with it, right? What did Scarface say? When he said, you know what I want? The world, Chico. And everything in it, right? Hit the Tyson bell. Caleb Plant fighting Canelo Alvarez. If the priority was Canelo Alvarez, we'll still have a fight. And that's the Black Two Sugars. Okay? Now, let's talk about Canelo Alvarez. Look, Canelo Alvarez said that he wants undisputed. Fight didn't happen. He had a bunch of demands. Now he's talking about plan B, which is going up to 150, 175 to take on Bivol. Like I said in my video, I actually rather that. Hit the Tyson bell. As a boxing fan, I'd rather see Canelo Alvarez versus Bivol. Why? Because I want to see a great fighter go up against somebody who I think can, quite frankly, whoop his ass. Hit the Tyson bell. That's what all the great ones do. That's what they do. Look, when Sugar Ray Robinson took on Jake LaMotta for middleweight to fight him, that first fight when Jake LaMotta bust his ass, Sugar Ray Robinson gave up 13.5 pounds to Jake LaMotta. Did you guys know that? Jake LaMotta was huge. Have you guys ever watched that fight? Jake LaMotta was humongous. He was 13.5 pounds heavier than Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard was never close to his size, even when he beat him. Even when he beat him, fights 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know how many times they fought. Even all those times he beat him, he was never close to his size. I think the closest he got to his size was like within 11 pounds. Hold on. What do you think, Biz Master, bring back one belt per division? That never happened, though. Restore the power of mandatory fights, then strip if there's a duck. All love from Philly. That sounds good, but that'll never happen. The money, bro. The sanctioning bodies. It'll never happen. But that's perfect. So Roberto Duran moving up, fighting Marvelous Marvin Hagler. All those things. I like seeing when the guy pushes himself for greatness, going up, facing a challenge in the ring. Sugar Ray Leonard fight Marvelous Marvin Hagler after being out the ring for practically 5 years. Right? Those things. Manny Pacquiao taking on Errol the True Spence. Even fighting at the welterweight. Floyd Mayweather taking on Cotto at 154. All those things. Pushing yourself to that limit. All right? Hit the Tyson bell. I think Canelo Alvarez versus a bigger, very skillful, naturally bigger, and young prime Bivol is scarier for Canelo Alvarez fans than Caleb Plant. It should be. I want to ask you guys this too, real quick. And I'm done with the politics. I'm not talking about the politics. If Caleb Plant ducked or not, I'm not talking about that. I really don't know if he did it. I don't have enough information. Did Canelo Alvarez, was he a prima donna? I'm not going to talk about that. I don't have enough information. The fight fell through. Hold on real quick. Canelo was humble. I would be sounding like AB today. Look, the fight fell through. And honestly, dog, I don't give a damn. I don't care. Yeah. On hump day. I don't care. Let me tell you what's going on with me, and it's been going on for a while. I want to watch a good fight. I don't care anymore. I don't care if it's for no title. I don't care if it's for a title. I don't care if it's for the regular title. I don't care. I like Undisputed. But the politics, I don't care. Caleb Plant and Canelo Alvarez fell through. Okay, next. I don't care anymore. I hope the war room, and I hope many of you boxing fans are exhausted with picking sides and not the side of boxing. I hope you're exhausted. Just want to hold on to the Canelo Alvarez side. I want to hold on to the PBC side. No matter what, PBC is always right, doing no wrong. I'm holding on to my white side. I'm holding on to my black side. I'm holding on to my American side. I'm holding on to my UK side. I'm going to keep making excuses. I'm going to hold on to Wilder's side. I'm going to hold on to AJ's side. It gets exhausting after a while. It really does. I don't give a damn anymore. Show me a good fight so I can watch it. Everybody who lost their minds when I was talking about the championship rounds and saying that I think Jermell Charlo versus Brian Castano was a draw. I can't believe how that drove y'all nuts. It doesn't matter. We watched a good fight. I'm into watching a good fight now. Canelo versus Plant. So it didn't matter. What's Caleb Plant? Who you fighting? David Benavidez, I hope. Canelo Alvarez. You moved up to 175? Good. Let me just see a good fight. Let me see a good fight. Plant was also getting the biggest payday of his career. Facts. Now he's going to have to fight dangerous opponents for much less money because no one will respect him if he fights another tomato can. Well, look, here's my other thing. Caleb Plant was offered a fight from Canelo Alvarez before, and then I interviewed him, and Caleb Plant explained that. He said, I turned that down because I wasn't given enough time to jump into another training camp. He just got done fighting the guy before he fought Caleb Truex. I think it was back in February. I remember he was talking about how Colin Smith struggled with Ryder. And Canelo Alvarez was going after Caleb Plant. And Caleb Plant didn't want the fight then, but it was because he thought the fight was going to be too soon and jumping back into training camp. So now with this fight being this is the second time this has happened with Caleb Plant and Canelo Alvarez. You know, people, you kind of start losing your patience. Did you watch Rolly's interview with Porter? He said he wants the big names, but he will fight any fighter until that happens. And he don't ask the payday. Wow, he doesn't ask the payday. Well, right now he's extremely hungry. Then if he becomes champion, he's going to turn to what everybody turns into, right? But I want to ask you guys this. I want to ask you this. I grew up in the 80s watching boxing when making fights these days, they are all on some BS. Peace from Amsterdam. Yes, Seth. Look, like I said, I just want to see good fights now. I don't care about the politics. Okay, you're going to get something else from this. Everybody in the war room, hit the like button, please. Hit the like button. We got 800 people in here. Let's get to 1,000 people. And go to busr.com/showbiz. Place a bell on your favorite fights. But I want to ask you this. What you guys want to see? Look, like, hey, look at this guy. Look at this guy. PBC is a plague. We got Errol Spence versus Manny Pacquiao, the biggest fight in the world right now. Right? I don't care anymore if you guys are team Golden Boy, team DAZN, team Matchroom, team PBC, team Top Rank. Who gives a shit? They all do things that is just annoying. That's the business. Boxing could be very dirty. Ask Deontay Wilder. He said it himself. He said the sports, the politics of it can be very dirty. They all said that. Okay. It can be very shady. It can be very confusing. Let's just get back to the nature of the sport. The two fighters in the ring. But here, Canelo gonna pull a Mayorga Mosley watch. Look, let me tell you this. Let me ask you this. Terrence Crawford. Do you guys like the Terrence Crawford going down to 140 to take on Josh Taylor fight? Or do you like Terrence Crawford versus Showtime Sean Porter fight? Just say Porter or Taylor so I can know where you're at. There was talks about Terrence Bud Crawford going to 140, fighting Josh Taylor for undisputed. You guys like that? Or do you like Showtime Sean Porter versus Terrence Crawford? Just say Porter or Taylor. Big up to Canelo for being open to fight Bivol. But can we please get more fights with big hearts instead of these accountants discussed? Yeah. Disguised as boxers, yeah. Facts, Biz, tell them. Shut that soul. You're funny. Porter. You want to know why? Y'all saying Porter? Because it's a more dangerous fight. Josh Taylor is one of the best fighters, pound for pound, in the world. You can argue he's top 5 pound for pound fighter in the world. But you rather see Terrence Bud Crawford take on Porter. Right? Porter isn't even on the pound for pound list. Right? Because it is a dangerous fight. That's why I said in my video, I'd like to see Canelo Alvarez versus Bivol. Definitely. Let me break it down like this. Definitely over Charlo. Wait a minute, community. Wait a second. Ah! Did Showbiz just say what I thought he said? Canelo Alvarez is a guy who is whooping ass at 168. He seems to be punching too hard at 168, so he could go up to 175. I don't need to see him at 160. Hit the Tyson Bale. Just like Terrence Bud Crawford, he's knocking everybody out at welterweight. I don't need to see him at 140 or fight anybody coming from 140. I'd rather see, if I heard that Terrence Bud Crawford was going to move up to fight Jermell Charlo, I'll be down for that too. Crawford versus Taylor, Juneteenth, 2022. Whoa, Biz, over Charlo? Yes! You hear what I just said? Y'all just said that y'all rather Terrence Crawford versus Porter. Y'all just told me. Y'all rather Terrence Crawford versus Porter over Terrence Crawford versus Josh Taylor, who is a top pound for pound fighter and undisputed, proved way more than Charlo. Why would you want Canelo versus Charlo at 160 and not against Bivol at 175, but y'all rather Terrence Crawford versus Porter and not Josh Taylor at 140, undisputed pound for pound fighter? The same logic. Porter is a bigger challenge for Terrence Crawford. Bivol at 175, title holder who can box in his prime, is a bigger challenge for Canelo. Canelo ain't big. Canelo's a little guy. Trap him, Biz, 100%. Y'all just said it. Charlo is holding one title with one good win under his name. He got another one, J-Rock, which is a good win. I think got Trout. He has a Sergey Derevchenko, great win. Josh Taylor got a better resume. Josh Taylor's undisputed. Josh Taylor's ranked pound for pound. Terrence Crawford, Josh Taylor? Nah. Terrence Crawford, Porter. Same logic. Canelo Alvarez been whooping ass at 168. I don't need him at 160. Let's go to 175. I want to see Canelo Alvarez up against somebody that I'm pretty sure would give not just a tough fight, may just beat him. I need the anxiety. Sticking point is the multi-fight deal, but the 40 million Canelo is, I mean, if I was PBC, I would lock Canelo in for at least a 2-fight deal. Bivol fight is good too. Yeah, but they probably tried and couldn't. You can't just lock Canelo. Canelo said no. Maybe he said no. I would like to see Virgil Ortiz versus Crawford. Me too. But what if he went undisputed at 140, then defended it against Tank? Legacy-ish, man. You talking about, I don't know what you're talking about. You talking about Taylor? LOL, Jesus. Biz always setting up traps for the community. I'm just saying, I'm looking for the logic. I'm looking for the logic. Go to busr.com/showbiz. Place a bet on your favorite fighters. I like Bivol versus Canelo. All the great ones done it. Canelo Alvarez is a widow guy. Okay, taking on Bivol, that's extremely amazing. Okay, I'd rather that. Taking on better BF, that's extremely amazing. I'd rather that. So let's move on. I don't know if Caleb Plant ducked. I'm not willing to say that yet. I just don't know all the details. But let's move on. What else do we have? Errol the True Spence. Hold on real quick. Terrence. I would like to see Terrence versus Tank. I would. That's how great. That's how great I think Tank is. Hold on real quick. If Bud moves up, is he the mandatory for WBO world belt because he's champ at 147? Yes. That's how WBO works. I was going to say something. Oh, I want to throw this out there. When it comes to the fight game, okay, there are certain guys that I just don't question like that. Look, let me break it down for you guys, okay? I was going to call this live stream The Fighters. Hit the Tyson Bell. I was going to call this podcast The Fighters. There are certain fighters I just don't question like that. Canelo Alvarez is one of them. Canelo Alvarez, I'm done. I just don't question him like that. The guy is trying to fight 5 times in 1 year. Hey, you're fighting. I am for fighting more I am for talking shit. That's just how I am. All right? If you're going to move up to 175, you're going to fight. I'm excited. Gervonta Tank Davis, I don't say anything anymore. That guy's been Jamel Charlo. I don't say anything about that kid anymore. There's certain guys, Roman Gonzalez, I'm good. Naoya Inoue, I'm good. There's guys I just don't, Estrada, even Quadras, I just don't say anything about those kids. I really don't. Right? Errol the True Spence. You barely hear me say anything negative about Spence. Manny Pacquiao, Porter, those guys, I don't say. Anthony A.J. Joshua, I'm not saying much. If Anthony gets dribbled off the canvas, I am excited that he threw himself in there to get dribbled off the canvas. I'd rather that than you sitting back talking about who ain't going to fight who. Oh, yeah, nobody wants me. Nope, nobody. You can't find anybody. And everybody you find is just a nobody. Come on, man. Hit the Tyson Bell. There are guys. I just don't. Terrence Bud Crawford, I don't say much. Let me tell you why. Because I stopped blaming Terrence. I'll start blaming his handlers. Terrence looked like you throw him in a fight, he fight the fight. Hey, Porter's up. He fights the fight. He was trying to fight Manny Pacquiao. Everything just fell through. He's meeting Errol Spence in the hallway. I just, it gets to a point where you just stop talking mess about, there's certain guys that you just, hey, they're fighters, bro. They're fighters. Both twins should hunt Plant, bro. Take his belt. Well, that's the thing. Should, wish they would. Like I said, there's guys, Devin the Dream Haney is Devin the Dream Haney is another one. There are guys who you don't say that about. There are guys you don't have to say that about. There are fighters out there, fighters you don't have to say that about. He should, and I wish he would. And why is it that some fighters can fight everybody? Why is it? Some fighters don't give a damn. They put themselves in a position where, hey, look, you got to get them. Because not only are they fighting everybody, they're knocking them out. Hit the Tyson Bell. They knock him out. Jamel Charlo has put himself in a position, Gervonta Tank Davis fighting himself into a position where no matter what you want to say about those boys, they're scrapping. Hey, Jermell Charlo got gift decision. He's scrapping. I'm about to fight itself. I'm about to be on my Forrest Gump. That's all I got to say about that. All right. Now look. And I thought that's why we like the sport. I thought we would like the sport for the sport. We got too caught up in the politics, race baiting, money, who promoter I like. You don't even watch the promoters fight at all. The promoters aren't entertaining at all. That's not the entertainment. I don't watch the NFL to watch the owners cheer in the box. I watch the NFL to watch the players play. Victory has defeated you. Oh, yes. I wonder. Why would you shoot him on? Before throwing him for the players. Biz, you ducked my first chat. My bad. But both Fury and Ortiz were personal for Wilder because they both beat Malik Scott. So Wilder literally went out his way to fight them both. I never heard that before. I never heard that before. That's hilarious. So, look. Let's talk about Errol the True Spence versus Manny Pacquiao. One of you guys asked me this. How much credit will you give Manny Pacquiao if he beats Errol Spence? I think I said this. And how much credit will you give Errol Spence if he beats Manny Pacquiao? I think I've covered this, but let's do it now. Let's do it now. How much credit would I give Manny Pacquiao if he beats Errol the True Spence? Wait, Showbiz, I'm going to digress a bit. I think I want to spar with you. Are you up for it? No, I don't care to see how good you are or see how good I am against you. I can care less. I don't even know who you are, what you look like. I don't care. Watch Canelo go sweep 175 instead. If that were to happen, that guy is ridiculous. Okay, look. He's a hater of Wilder, so don't bring his name up. He's been trying to do better since his audience have grown. No. You don't know me before I grew my audience. I've been holding down Wilder since the very beginning. He's my favorite heavyweight fighter. But you're ignorant, so you have no idea. Let me see. Sources supposedly close to the deal were saying yesterday that Canelo didn't want to sign up for VADA testing for the Caleb Plant fight. I don't know about that. When you say sources supposedly close to the deal, I don't know about that. That sounds like a narrative. There are people who are quick to just be on one side over the other. And with Canelo Alvarez, as soon as you say don't want to sign up for VADA testing, you know that's not true. He holds the WBC title, so he has to do the VADA testing. So that is a very ignorant statement. Whoever said that, he has to do. There's no sign up. He has to do it. He holds the WBC title. That's what he has to do it to hold the WBC title, or he has to vacate the title. So not knowing that simple thing right there lets you know it's a narrative. So we're not going to fall for that. Man, big ups to the Charlos for the excitement. Okay, so let's talk about this. Manny Pacquiao, how much credit will I give him for beating Errol Spence? Like I said, he may be the greatest fighter to ever live. If he beats Errol Spence, he may be the greatest fighter ever. All right. You can argue him top. I'm not dropping him under 3. Hit the Tyson bell. The question was, why Errol Spence hold the key to me considering him as the best fighter ever? Because beating Keith one time, Thurman, the way he did in that close fight, for me, put him in the top 10 greatest fighters of all time and cemented him to me over Floyd Money Mayweather. Floyd Money Mayweather is one of the greatest fighters ever. There was always that race between Floyd and Pacquiao. They're married. There's nothing you can do about it. If you love Pacquiao, you hate Floyd. If you love Floyd, you hate Pacquiao. It is what it is. It's kind of like a Wilder and Fury thing. So To me, that put him in the top 10. Okay. But the thing about Thurman was he hasn't been looking good anyway. Thurman wasn't looking good anyway. Errol the True Spence, on the other hand, that's a horse of a whole different color. Not only is he prime, he's been looking good. All right. Errol the True Spence is a monster. I've been watching him train. The guy is a complete monster, complete savage, perfect, technically no flaw fighter. He has no flaws. All right. He has no holes in this game. How about that? Everybody got flaws, but no holes in this game. That is such a dangerous fight. Like many can argue, that fight would be dangerous in their primes. Hit the Tyson Bell. If Manny Pacquiao was in his prime, that fight would be dangerous. Hold on real quick. Yo, Biz, did you say in one stream that you would have a party for the community one day? Sounds dope. I'm still whooping at it. Yeah, we're going to have, brother, you're hilarious. Charles Baker, you're hilarious. Go to busr.com/showbiz. Place bet on your favorite fights. Yeah, we'll do some party, especially when it comes to the boxing game. Hold on real quick. Who wins? Bud Crawford versus Canelo in the catch weight. That Canelo's 170. It's just, I can't. Better than Ray Robinson. No. I understand. You can argue that he's greater than Ray Robinson. You can argue that. So you have to put him in the top 3. You can argue that. And if someone says he's the greatest fighter ever, I wouldn't argue it. I would be like, hey, I understand. I mean, I'm not sure what a guy got to do in this day and age. To me, who can fight better? Floyd Mayweather can fight better than Pacquiao. I think Sugar Ray Robinson can fight Sugar Ray Leonard. Duran, I think, is a better fighter. I think Muhammad Ali is a better, greater career. It's different. Manny Pacquiao has accomplished things where I'm like, you could put him in the top 3 greatest fighters of all time. It is what it is. All right. Hold on. I think people get better and greater mixed up. Canelo don't need the PBC. Canelo brings them views, brings them asses to the seats, and he holds WBA, WBC, Ring Magazine, and the WBO. It's not about, I mean, that I don't even care. I told you already, just give me a great fight. Pretty simple. Boxing is a business. Promoters, broadcasters putting up putting up want a return on their investment. PBC wants a multi-fight deal. Canelo wants to remain free agent. But I'm gonna tell you this, chick, I don't care. I don't care. Look, my responsibility as a boxing fan is to watch the fight. Give me a fight. No, you're not going to give me that one. Well, give me another one. Another one. I am losing more and more interest in what the business wins. I'm losing more and more interest on what the PBC, how rich they're going to get. I don't get none of the money. How rich top rank is going to get. I don't get any of the money. How rich Golden Boy or Matchroom is going to get from. I don't get even the fighters themselves. I don't get any of the money. I'm actually paying money for a damn fight. So give me a good fight that I can pay for. I think we've been, as fans, involving ourselves in shit that's none of our damn business. The only thing that's our business is watching the fight because I paid money for that. Hit the Tyson Bell. And I think we're having a hard enough time knowing what we're looking at in the sport and breaking down the most entertaining part of the sport itself. So breaking down who has the best jab in the world. All right. Who has the best footwork in the world? We lost that. We don't talk about that. We talk about who shot John, who did what with who. I'm losing a lot of interest in that. I really am. Let me see what else we got. Ray was 129-0-1, bro. I know what Sugar Ray Rob. You don't think I know $1 trillion dreams? Oh, I didn't know. Oh, I didn't know that. Woo. Well, in that case, I know that. I know he won every amateur fight too. He was 89-0. All right. I know he fought for light heavyweight. and he was winning that fight till he fainted under the lights. I know that after he went, 44-0, or 40-0 before he lost to Jake LaMotta, he went on to be 94-0 after that. I think I know who Sugar Ray Robinson is very much. Like I said, I wouldn't argue it if they put Manny Pacquiao over him. I wouldn't argue it. I'm not going to argue it. Say Porter beats Bud and beats Errol in a rematch. Where does that put Showtime on the all-time list? Let's say Porter beats all-time list. Porter beats Bud and beats Errol. I mean, I don't know. Let's say Terrence Crawford beats Porter, then beats Errol, and then moves up and beats Jamal. Like, I mean, there's a lot of, I don't know, Charles. At one point in his career, right? Spence slow and barely got head movement. If we speak in styles, I can see Pac winning this. You can tell a ton with the energy fighters bring. I see something different in Errol Spence. Errol Spence is very nice. The slow thing seems to just be something that people are saying, but I don't think they're noticing what's going on. Super sticker, thank you so much. Hit Tyson Bell. Now the question is, where does that put? How much credit do you give Errol to Spence if he beats Manny Pacquiao? I'll tell you this. I think if he beats Manny Pacquiao, he becomes maybe the third biggest star in boxing. Biz, 100,000 subs before Manny Pacquiao Spence. Everybody hit the subscribe button. Don't forget the like button, but hit the subscribe button. All right. Hit the notification bell and take that drop down and go to all so you can get notified when I go live. I'm tired of all the internet back and forth and forward. Just announced some great fights and then I'm invested. Hit the Tyson bell. Facts. I think if Errol the True Spence beats Manny Pacquiao, he becomes top 3 boxing star in the world. And I think that's the point of passing the torch, right? That's what happens when you pass the torch. So it's important. Errol Spence needs to beat Manny Pacquiao. It's important. He'll become a mega star. Go to busr.com/showbiz. Place a bet on your favorite fights. And BK, thank you so much. No credit. Manny is 42. That's a ridiculous statement. So that means that Manny Pacquiao has no chance in beating Errol Spence, right? So if you give Errol Spence no credit, that means Manny Pacquiao doesn't have a chance. You shouldn't even watch the damn fight. If you think he has a chance in winning, then you're going to have to, you can't say Manny Pacquiao gets all the credit if he wins and Manny Pacquiao can win, but Errol gets no credit. That's the dumbest thing. That's ridiculous. Also, he's coming off of beating a top welterweight and taking him for his title, an undefeated welterweight, and Keith one-time Thurman. His last fight was a victory. Let me do it this way, okay? And I think Don Dowda just doesn't know better. So we're going to do it like this. If George Foreman would have beaten Muhammad Ali, he wouldn't have gotten the credit that Muhammad Ali got for beating George Foreman, but he would have gotten credit. Oh, yes. Foreman knocked out Frazier. Foreman knocked out Ken Norton. Ali wasn't at his peak. Ali was actually digressing pretty good. If Foreman would have knocked out Ali, which everyone thought he would have gotten credit. Oh, believe you me. When Terry Norris beat Sugar Ray Leonard, he got credit as he passed the torch. He became a star. Rocky Marciano beating Joe Louis. Yeah, he was a balding old Joe Louis, but he did get credit for knocking his ass out. He's supposed to, right? That's what Larry Holmes, when he beat Muhammad Ali, he became the star. That's what happens, right? You become the star. AJ beating Klitschko, he became a huge star, right? Klitschko was out of boxing for like almost 2 years. He lost to Tyson Fury, but still, that's what happens. Yo, Biz, I miss Vernon Forrest. Man, Vernon Forrest, I love you, boy. Hit the Tyson bell. Kawasaki beat Roy Jones. He did get credit. He did. Everybody was, but the thing about Joe Kawasaki, he was on his way to retiring immediately after that. right? Fought Bernard Hopkins. You're like, I'm about to get out of here. But we're talking about guys on the rise. Joe Calzaghe was floating around the same age as Roy and them. So that's the point of passing the torch, right? So if Errol Spence beat Manny Pacquiao, that's great. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. It'll be what you would give Foreman if he would have beat Muhammad Ali. The torch was passed. He did what he had, all of the advantages, and he took care of it. He did what he had to do. He became a mega star. Manny Pacquiao is still a mega star. If Errol Spence, let me do it like this. If Errol Spence doesn't deserve any credit, then why Manny Pacquiao versus Errol Spence the biggest fight in the world? Hit the Tyson bell. They both deserve credit. And that's the black two sugars. Let's hear what you guys got to say. De La Hoya beat Chavez. I remember he got a lot of credit for that. He was kind of going through the guys. He fought Sweet Pea Whitaker, fought Chavez. I remember that. That's how you pass the torch. Rate pack speed you've seen in his camp 1 through 10 in his career. He's focusing on speed, hitting mitts with 16 ounces on. He might be twice as fast with 8. Well, my thing, Mark, is this. $40,000 for front row biz. I'm 40, okay? And I'm not saying I'm Manny Pacquiao. I'm just saying I'm 40. There's stuff I know about being 40, right? You can work on all you want, and things may be restored a bit. But understand, I don't care who you are. Father Time has his effect on you. Yes, Father Time has his effect on you. Manny Pacquiao is not what he was. He won't be ever again. Never again. Okay? Those years passed. He would never be what he was. All right? He's going to be faster than Errol Spence, but I'm not sure if he's going to be faster than Errol Spence for 12 rounds. I'm not sure. I think Errol Spence is going to catch up to him. Errol Spence was catching up to Floyd Money Mayweather while they were sparring. Everybody who saw the spar session said that. He was catching up to him. All right? Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia is faster than Errol Spence. Errol Spence beat his ass for 12 rounds, beat his butt for 12 rounds. All right? So Manny Pacquiao is going to be faster. I think he's going to be definitely faster. Timing beats speed, but I'm not sure if he's going to have better timing than Manny. Manny got all the experience in the world. My thing is, I'm not sure if he's going to be faster than Errol Spence for 12 straight rounds, because he was faster than Keith one time, Thurman, but not for 12 straight. Right? Hold on. Let's see what else we got. We're at the end of the podcast. I want to talk about this Eddie Hearn statement I made. Stop the cap. I don't know what he's talking about. Or let me read what you guys got to say. I was going to talk about this Canelo. Let me see. But there's a lot of people in here talking about doping and just in the war room, just getting on each other. Al Heyman is the problem. I never met him. I wouldn't know. Plant knows he's going to lose. I don't know where that's coming from. Great podcast today, Biz. Thank you so much. Biz is projecting again. Tom Brady isn't having any issues. He is. We pretend all the time. Tom Brady is having issues. Tim Z. Yeah, I mean, when you get in your 40s, when you get older, you're not what you was. Period. Especially when you're a warrior like Tom Brady and Manny Pacquiao, getting punched in the face, training camp after training camp, wear and tear. Tom Brady getting sacked, thrown down, getting hit in practice. He's hurt. Oh, yes, he's hurt. He's still accomplishing things, but he's hurt. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Not everybody's 40 is the same, right? My 40 is better than a lot of people's 40. But you still grow older and you still lose a step, Tim Z. If you think that you can be preserved until 80, you got a problem. You need counseling. Let me see. They don't want the David versus Canelo, so they want him to move up. Where are you getting that from? You know, that's funny. I don't know where people get. I think y'all just talking. I'm not sure where you guys get that stuff from. Right? Canelo Alvarez versus Bivol is a great fight to watch. I don't know why y'all tripping. That's a beautiful fight. Canelo versus Better BF at 175. Those are beautiful fights. It's funny. When Canelo Alvarez fought Kovalev, everybody was like, he fought an old-ass Kovalev. Yeah, he won't go up to 175 and fight somebody in their prime. Canelo's talking about Bivol. What? Why don't he go down to 160? Why doesn't he fight David Benavidez? You know, heavy lies the head that wears the crown. Let me see. Canelo ducking Plant. He denied the contract. he was there. Canelo versus Tank. Who win from an analytical view? Dog, that's ridiculous. I'm gonna have to rewatch this. Now, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about something else real quick. Yo, Biz. Oh, I didn't bring the light in. Everybody, let's bring the light in. Tell your mother, tell your father, tell your husband, tell your wife, tell your son, tell your daughter, tell your niece, tell your nephew, tell your brother, tell your sister, tell your uncle, tell your aunt, tell your grandmother, tell your grandfather, tell your girlfriend, tell your boyfriend, tell your best friend, tell your side piece. If they're right next to you, tell them. If they're away from you, text them. They're no longer anymore. Look at the guy and say, I love you. Hit the Tyson bell. Look, I want to say this real quick. I made a comment about Eddie Hearn in my video and about Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant. And that comment was this. I said something like the only bad thing, hold on. Idiot saying Canelo ducking Plant. Plant has not fought anyone as good as Canelo. Best 10 opponents. We'll talk about that in a minute. To that point, people just like saying duck because it makes them feel better. They really don't know what the hell's going on. They have no idea what's going on. No idea. They just know one thing. I don't like Canelo, or I don't like Plant, or I love Canelo. There's nothing else. They know. Hit Tyson Bell. No one was there for the contract, for the negotiations. So I'm gonna say this. I made a comment about Eddie Hearn, and what I said about Eddie Hearn was, I'm sorry that this is the second undisputed fight that he was a part of that fell apart. And I want to tell you guys, I wasn't blaming Eddie Hearn for the fights falling apart. All I said simply was, sorry, Eddie Hearn, that this is the second fight for undisputed that has fallen apart. All right, I just want to clear that up. Let's talk about real quick the last things I'm going to say about Canelo and Plant. I'm very critical of Canelo, but what he is doing now is great. People have to stop moving the goalposts and give the man his credit 100%. Look, as a boxing fan, Trillion, as a boxing fan, I have no problem with people who box. Caleb Plant is my boy, but I haven't seen that guy since Caleb Truex. And then before that, back in February. I haven't seen Caleb Plant fight. I like movies. So I like seeing movies. I don't like to not see movies. I like boxing. And the more somebody is boxing, the more credit I give them, because I like watching boxing matches. That's the dip. That's why I'm looking at Canelo Alvarez like, yes, hit the Tyson bell. Let's go. Woo! Because you're the #1 rated pound for pound fighter and you're fighting more than everybody else. He's trying to fight 5 times this year. I have love for that. Estrada versus Gonzalez 2. Whoa, let's go. So for me, who is obsessed with the sport of boxing, I want to get as many boxing matches as possible. And the guy or girl who is doing that, I give them all the love in the world. Amanda Serrano, Clarissa Shields, Katie Taylor. People who are getting busy, Alexander Usyk, Joe Joyce. People who are getting busy and fighting. That's who I'm feeling. And that's the Black Two Sugars. So everybody in the war room who was clapping and applauding the politics, who are in love with the fact that their favorite fighter ain't touching the canvas, aren't getting in the ring. You and I are two totally different fans. And I'm going to invite you to my side, where the fighter who fights is the fighter that's doing the best thing for the damn sport. And that's the Black Two Sugars. And I don't care if he's PBC, Top Rank, DAZN, Golden Boy, Matchroom. I don't care if he's white, Mexican, black, Japanese, Chinese, Native American, Indian. I don't care. Puerto Rican, I do not care. If you're going to put on some gloves and get your ass in the ring, you got my vote. The last fighter Camelot fought that was any good would be Triple G. He ducked the big three, David, Andrade, and Jamal. Okay. I really don't care. Let me tell you why. Who is Benavidez fighting? Name his last three opponents and name the dates. Who is Andrade fighting? Name his last three opponents and name the dates. Jamal Charlo, who is he fighting? I am not going to be all up the butt crack of fighters who aren't fighting anybody that can give them a test and dismiss a guy who is aggressively on his way to undisputed. I have nothing bad to say about Jamal Charlo whatsoever. Canelo Alvarez whatsoever. Though Josh Taylor, those guys at all. Aggressively trying to get to AJ. Aggressively taking on mandatories and trying to get to undisputed. I have nothing to say. When you name those other fighters, what are they doing? So if you're going to ask me who I'm going to give more credit to, the people who are waiting in that long line looking up to Canelo to save their careers, or Canelo who is busy fighting more than they are, I give the credit to Canelo over them. I do. I'm a bigger fan of Jamal Charlo over Canelo, but I give the credit to Canelo because of the mindset, the mentality. You got other guys waiting, even Triple G, older than Canelo, looking up to Canelo to help save their career. Please fight me. Andrade and Jamal should fight. Jamal and David Benavidez should fight. David Benavidez and Jamal were arguing. Why don't they fight? No, Canelo save me. And y'all falling for it. Then Plant gets the opportunity. And Caleb Plant says, for whatever reason, I ain't feeling it. Now Canelo moves up to 175 to take on a prime champion and undefeated fighter in Dimitri Bivol. Much love to him, because I don't know who Caleb Plant's going to fight. All I know is Canelo said, all right, never mind, let's fight. Bivol, 175. See, I think we're all getting twisted a little bit. Which was the best fight? AJ versus Klitschko, Spence versus Porter, Taylor versus Prograis, Thurman versus Porter, Roman Gonzalez versus Rungvisai. Spence versus Porter to me. I like AJ and Klitschko because there were so many knockdowns. Biz, they are not getting the point of you not caring. They really don't. Left the weight limit when Andre had the last belt. Fine. But who is Andre fighting? I'm talking about fights. Who is Andre fighting? Fine. Canelo, terrified of Andre. Fine. We're going to go with Canelo ducked Andre, CP. You got it. This is how much I don't care. CP, you got it. Canelo Alvarez ducked Andre. Yes, you brought Canelo Alvarez down. He's not as great as we think he is. We brought him down. Now, where's Andre? Everybody but me got Canelo on this plane where we all got to bring him down. I don't care. I want everybody fighting. Y'all think boxing is called Canelo. Y'all think boxing is called the sport of Canelo. Who's Andre fight? I want to see Andre fight a guy. I want to see Jamal Charlo. Good fight with Montiel. Good fight. But can you fight Andre? Plant, you're not going to fight Canelo? Then Benavidez better be it. Everybody's focused on Canelo. I'm focused on everybody else. Caleb, Canelo, who you fight next? Is that fight going to fall apart? Bivol at 175. Yeesh. Plant, who you fight next? Hour. Fight Benavidez. I don't care if y'all fight or not. Fight somebody. That's the difference. I want to see a fight. That's the difference. I don't care if y'all, Canelo ducked the world. Fine. He ducked every fighter ever. Fine. How about the other fighters? Who they fighting? I want the sport to be the best sport in the world. I am into boxing more than boxer. I am. No war room without me. My bad. I'm late. New high. It's all good, Jay Cooley. It's all good, my brother. Canelo ducking everyone, including me. I have 30 knockouts on my record. I did eventually win one fight, though. Well, but Anthony Gonzalez, who are you fighting? And let me ask you this. Who's your favorite fighter? Boxing. I am willing to say to all of you, Canelo ducked everybody ever. Now let's talk about the sport. I really don't care. I really don't care. So let me ask you guys this. Do you guys get my point? Yes or no? Because what I'm noticing in the war room is there are a few people just trying to, hey, say something bad about a certain fighter. Say something bad about Errol. Say Errol Spence is too slow. Hey, say Manny Pacquiao isn't one of the great ones. Say Canelo, y'all are, yes. Everybody understand. Absolutely. Frankie Bean said, no, I don't get it. The only person that should fight everybody is Canelo. Everybody else shouldn't fight each other. That's what Frankie Bean's on. I don't get it. Y'all are, a lot of you in the war room are just on trying to argue which fighter should we discredit. I'm trying to watch fights on TV. That's the big difference. I'm trying to watch fights on TV. A lot of people don't even watch the damn sport. They look at highlights. I love the sport. But everybody who said no, let me ask you this. So should Canelo fight everybody? And everybody shouldn't fight each other? because thanks for the morning laughs. Yo, bro. Because let me tell you another argument that should help. I love boxing. I want to see the best. I'm about greatness, not mediocrity. Me too. But let me tell you this, Frankie Beans. Let me help you. Because this may help you as a person. Because obviously, this is your train of thought. Okay? This may help you as a person. Oh, I can bring myself into this. Canelo Alvarez is already at the top of the sport. He gets all the money. He is seen as pound for pound the best. He has done what he had to do to get that notoriety. Right? You want to see the best fight the best. He has done what he had to do to get that notoriety. What I am challenging is, why don't everybody else do whatever they have to do to be greater than him? Not y'all coming in as puppets, trying to bring him down, crab in a barrel mentality. Why isn't the challenge on everybody else to do what they have to do to be greater than him? Case in point, I got maybe a couple months ago a wave of YouTubers mentioning my name, trying to discredit ShowBizz the adult. Why isn't the focus on you to do what you have to do to be greater than me, if that's what you want to do? Why is the focus on to try to discredit me? I did what I had to do to get the community. I did what I had to do. How many of you guys see me mention other people and try to bring them down? Always big up them. I focused on doing what I have to do. Frankie Beans, I need you to think like an elite, to think like an alpha. Everybody in the war room, I need y'all to think like the elite, think like an alpha. Don't worry about the person on top and how to bring them down. Worry about everybody else to challenge them to be greater than them. Because let me tell you this. If you have somebody up here at the top of the sport, all the casuals know them. Don't bring them down. Bring everybody else up to make the entire sport greater. Don't bring down the top guy. You're bringing down the sport. If there's a big gap between the top guy and the next guy, the other guy, to shorten the gap, don't bring the top guy down. Challenge the other guy to go up. So Charlo, Andre need to fight. Climb up. Plant David Benavidez. Since Plant ain't going to fight Canelo. Work up. Because for us as fighting fans, the sport elevates. ShowBizz. I'm bringing something different to YouTube boxing. Don't bring me down. We want boxing up. You come up. Why are we in this world of the upside down? Hating is not the way. Hit the Tyson bell. It cracks me up, man. A lot of fights that can be made besides Canelo. Right. Right. Stop asking for handouts. Just blaze. Right. Let me tell you, somebody brought up, says ShowBizz versus Jake Paul. Make it happen. Let me tell you something about Jake Paul. He's in the ring more than these. Jake Paul is in the ring more than these fighters, bro. This guy fought all through COVID. He's a YouTuber. He's a YouTuber fighting more than these fighters, man. Jake Paul. Jake Paul. Something's wrong. And he got more to lose than everybody. He's known more than many fighters. Who's known more, Jake Paul or David Benavidez? Jake Paul, Caleb Plant. Jake Dan Paul is known more. If he gets knocked out, which he certainly will, he has more to lose. People be cracking up. Memes everywhere. Don't let Jake Paul have more heart than these guys, bro. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Good Lord. You speak the truth. Shame the devil. I ain't no casual anymore. My man hit the Tyson bell. He doesn't have more to lose in the sport of boxing. You're not listening. You're not listening. He has more to lose. You're not listening. Social media will destroy you, bro. Social media is out to destroy you. This guy is a part of that life. Calling out Conor McGregor, trolling everybody. If he gets knocked out, looking like how Nate Robinson got knocked out, you can't get more trolled than Jake Paul. Social media is heavy. You don't know that because you're on that side of the camera. On this side, I'm looking for boogers, eye boogers, lint balls, all that stuff before I get on this camera. Because let a lint ball be in my hair with an eye booger. Somebody make a whole video showing it up close. I told you ShowBizz was on crack. And no matter what I say as far as analysis or anything that gives me credit, people be more into the lint ball than anything. The lint ball. Let me have a lint ball. People be more into the lint ball than what I got to say. Dude, social media has turned the world upside down. Turned it upside down, bro. I'm in the mirror looking for any flaws. And I'm a dude. Like, do I have earwax? Simply unique. Lint ball. If you're a gladiator get knocked out by another gladiator, that's one thing. I'm telling you, man, y'all don't know. And that's the eye, two boogers. So look, the war room is real though. Yeah, the war room is real. Yeah, the war room is real. But I've seen videos of all my words get twisted. Like, oh, you're just going to cut. You're just going to stop it there and not continue on with the rest that I said. Because it's not about the truth. It's about who you can manipulate. Let me see. You slapped the casual out of me when you were at 30. My man. Thanks, Biz. Hashtag team boxing. My man. Because I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something about being a fanboy and a casual. And then I'm gonna go. And I've said this a million times, and I told this story a million times. They don't know you. Be a fan of whoever you want to be a fan of. Fine. But they don't know you. I told you, Roy Jones, they know who the hell I was. I came up to Roy Jones like, remember me? Had the mic and everything. Remember me, dog? I fought for you for years. And Roy Jones looked at me like, he answered the question and he went on about his business. They don't know you. Why are you tossing and turning at night, fighting people all day in the war room? They don't know who you are. They can give a damn. So I suggest that you just love the sport of boxing and give credit to the warriors who can inspire you. Look at some training footage. Look at what these fighters put on the line. Look at what they sacrifice and ask yourself, do you even have a six-pack? Forget a six-pack. Ask yourself how much money you got in the bank. Ask yourself, are you trying the hardest you can possibly try to get to where you not even want to be, your greatest dream that you can imagine? Are you doing whatever it takes every day to succeed in that goal? Forget reality. I'm talking about things that could be unreal. Are you doing whatever it takes to do that? If not, maybe change who you are looking up to. Bro, if you pick your nose on Cam, you'll be a hero. Yeah, I need to do that. No justifying Canelo ducking another undisputed. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look. You see that guy? Look at Eric Johnson. He just chose who he thought would be a duck. He doesn't know who ducked who, but he's going to choose against Canelo. He's tired of people winning. And like I said, just focus on you winning, right? It's a projection like me being 40. I'm like, dude, there's no way Manny Pacquiao can keep this up. I'm 40. My knees, my arms hurt. And y'all keep saying, there you go. Showbiz projecting again. And I'm sitting here like, dude, I know Father Time got some kind of gravity. Facts. Fighters can be rude as hell. That's a buck. Bruh, not just that, he doesn't know who I am. My back hurts. So look, this was an excellent live stream. We got a lot out today. Go to busr.com/showbiz. Place a bet on your favorite fights. I hope you reach 100 subs. Me too, man. You the man, Biz. Tim Z, no, you're the man, brother. I love you, boy. You know, tomorrow we'll have another Showbiz the Morning podcast. Hopefully we get some heat, something pretty good. At least something else to let us know what happened with Canelo versus Caleb Plant. But at the same time, I just want a fight to happen. So I really don't care. But we got to start talking a little bit more UFC. Usman versus Covington too. I think it's going to be another dynamic fight the way it was the first time. I just think Usman is going to go try to take him down and submit him. I really think so, because I think Covington is looking at the one time he fought him and looking at what adjustments he can make on the stand-up. So I think Usman is going to do what he's not expecting. I was going to say something now. Khamzat Chimaev coming back October 30th. I'm looking forward to that. You know, he had the COVID situation, so and it took a toll on him. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Showbiz for adult. Thank you guys for showing up. Another morning podcast tomorrow. Hopefully I do another video or two. Hopefully we get some hot stuff coming in from boxing. I'm out. Wait, CP. I'm at work laughing. Thank you, bro. Always support you guys. Much love to you in the war room.